Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in today's video we are going to be looking into the person that you're transforming into in the upcoming year of 2022. Now, especially for this particular video, please make sure you're very careful when it comes to selecting your pile. Really take your time, like just take a deep breath, normal deep breath, and really tune into your own energy and then sort of select a pile. And if you feel like the choice is a little bit difficult, which sometimes happen, the way I like to do is I usually like to pause the video and hold my hand over each pile, and you'll just instinctively know which pile is yours, because you'll sort of get like a tingling feeling or a little bit of warm feeling when it comes to your particular pile. It just works for me, and I just hope it works for you too. Now, I'm going to give you some time to pick your pile, and then we'll start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've picked pile 1, this is the person that you're transforming into in the upcoming year of 2022. Now, we'll start with tarot and lots of other cards, so let's get into it. I'm really excited for you. Okay, now this is just an incredible amount of transformation. Okay, this is almost like you are ready to leave the baggage of your past behind. You're like very aware that the past happened for a particular reason. The things that you went through, especially in the year 2020 and 2021, happened to you for a specific reason, and you're ready to put things in the past. Okay, so when you enter the year 2022, I don't really see any baggage with you, and that is especially very important. I feel like the vibe that you're holding is free. It is really free. Okay, that's what's coming forth. But at the same time, you're also wisening up. You've grown tremendously as a person, and that will really show and in fact be highlighted in the year 2022. Okay, let me tell you this, the year 2022 is especially going to be important for your spiritual life. So as much as you can, please make sure you are in a dialogue with your spirit guides, the divinity, the source, whichever name you call it, because that will really help you sort of shape your personality in an even more beautiful manner. But at the same time, I feel like there is sort of a magnificence coming to your personality, a grace that is coming to a personality. It is almost going to be like you walk into the room and you have an influence over the room. Even if you do not open your mouth, even if you do not say anything, by just your being there, you'll be able to influence a lot of things, is what is coming forth. But you're not really proud of it, or you're not really letting it affect you a lot in any way. You are just living your best life, but people are noticing. That is the difference. Because in terms of your own behavior, you're very balanced, you're very calm. You are very enthusiastic towards your own life and towards your own plans, but outwardly, you are like this beautiful swan. People cannot see how beautifully the swan is really paddling, yeah, but it is going to be your journey, and it is definitely a beautiful one which is balanced, beautiful, and just calm. That is the energy that I'm getting here. And also moving forward, you're also going to be very intuitive. Okay, like you know what the right step to do is. You just know what to do for yourself, and basically you will know what works for you. And one of the reason why this is because you wisened up as a person. Yeah, in certain cases you may actually have a little bit of laid back approach towards life. Like, there are some people who like make sure they go out and do things and make it happen, but for you it is going to be a combination of both. Like, you'll do the job that you're required to do, but you'll not be so attached to the results, because somewhere at the back of your mind you know that if you worked hard, results will come into your life. So this is like a massive transformation for you. Yeah, also I feel like you're going to be very intentional. Okay, like if you want something, you are going to be having your eyes on the prize, and nothing is sort of going to deter you from gaining what you really want. So this can be in terms of your goals, your plans, or just your daily life, but a little bit more guarded, a little bit more closed off and introverted is the vibe that I'm getting for you, but very grounded. Okay, it's a very beautiful kind of an energy. And also moving forward, the reason why you are like a little laid back is you're finally coming into peace. Okay, you almost embody what peacefulness means, like, yeah. The reason why this is happening is because your mind is no longer foggy. Your mind is no longer clouded by judgment of others, your own judgment. You just know that wherever you are meant to be there, and that is an incredibly peaceful state to be in. And what may actually happen is the things that used to trigger you a great deal in the past will stop triggering you, and this will happen after a little bit of effort from your end, but it is something that you're doing in your spiritual life that is bringing that sense of inner calm for your life. Okay, tremendous growth when it comes to your spiritual life is what I'm seeing here. Now, one thing that is especially beautiful is like, you're not really waiting for anybody else to come and save you, the damsel in distress kind of a thing. You know that you have to save yourself. So you will do everything that you need to do to live a life that you want, okay? All the goals you have, all the plans you have, you know you are the only one who has to come through for you, and you're willing to put the hard work in, okay? You are going to be super, super working hard, and in fact, in some cases, you may actually become a little bit workaholic. So be careful about that tendency, because in your own intrinsic need to help yourself, don't really become so isolated that you don't accept help. When you feel like you cannot do it, just ask for help, and help will be provided to you. Now, I also feel like moving forward, you won't be taking any quick decisions, yeah? Any decision that you'll be taking, it will only be taken after careful thinking and consideration. Even if things get a little delayed, even if things get a little postponed for you, you're not worried about it. You're like, instead of wanting the thing that is in front of me, I might as well wait for something that I really want and something that really, really speaks to me, okay? So that is the kind of mental setup that is coming forth. So you would rather play the wait and watch game than, rush forward in folly and make a fool out of yourself. So that is, the kind of vibe that I really see for you. But I also feel like, you are not really going to make an effort to stand out. Instead, you are going to be sort of, playing behind the scenes is what I'm getting here. Listen, it doesn't mean that people will not notice you even if you're behind the scenes. The kind of personality that you'll be projecting to the world in 2022, people will notice even if you're trying to really get into the background of things, okay? But you will try that from your end. You don't want to make noise. You don't want to be something out of, the box or something like that. You just want to be yourself, and that is exactly what you are becoming. Also, wow, you're really getting tough, you're like mentally getting tough, and no surprises there, because a person who's peaceful, a person who is in control of their emotion and who know when to act and not to act, that is an incredibly powerful position. But I feel like life has made you really tough, okay? The frame of mind that you are in is almost like, nothing can defeat me at this point of time. Nothing that I've not seen in my life before. Nothing can surprise me. So that is the kind of frame of mind that you're having, and that is incredibly tough. Once again, you're building walls around yourself. Yeah, be a little bit careful about that. See, allow people to come in, but people who are worthy. Yeah, don't become like an isolated figure. That is something I really wish to tell you. But the reason why things are really changing and shifting for you is because on some level, you're accepting yourself for who you are. You're accepting why things happened, and you're accepting your part of the entire equation. You're not really playing the blame game out here, and which is why this acceptance is beautiful. And I also feel like, moving forward in the upcoming year, you may find people especially who speak your language, who speak your love language. And I see this especially in the form of a notable relationship. For some people, this can actually be a romantic relationship, but for others, this will be friendship. But a really new relationship is on the block for you. Now, in certain cases, I feel like you'll be like, no, I just want to go with the flow. I want to see where life is taking me. I don't want to be the kind of person who dictates things and makes plans to the last T. You'll make plans, don't get me wrong, but you'll not be like, if something goes wrong, you'll be like, really feeling bad about it or really lamenting over it. You're like, okay, life happens, things happen, and you'll navigate around it. So you'll not really let anything become like a permanent block for you. You'll flow beautifully like a river. And that's beautiful. This is like the energy of the Tao. That's what I'm getting here. If anybody out there is a Taoist, I would say, then that's something you're really coming into. You're coming into the element, yeah. But of course, you're really flowing in beautifully. That energy movement is really strong, and no wonder that spiritual progress is beautifully happening for you. Once again, there is a beautiful inner stillness to you. See, the mind, when it keeps chattering, stillness is not possible. You, in some cases, have managed to calm and still the chatter of your mind. And because you've managed to sort of calm yourself to that level, your life is getting simpler, is what I'm getting here. Now, I really have to say this. This is almost like a completion of lot of karma for you, okay? Lot of debt placed, lot of relationship coming to an end because of, a certain completion. Like, okay, this person is going to be out of your life because they've played their part. You were meant to suffer because of this person to a certain extent, and the suffering is over. Now, peace can reign. That is the impression that I'm getting here, yeah? But overall, you're coming into a lot of spiritual blessings, pile one. That is what I'm seeing here. It's just the most peaceful, the most beautiful, and the most harmonious energy out there. Once again, let me remind you, this is happening only because of your own effort and nothing else. So your journey on the spiritual path, no matter what you're doing, your path is right. Stick to that path, because that is the path that will take you towards the highest good in this lifetime. Yeah, overall, this is what you're transforming into in the upcoming year. I, for one, am super excited to see this growth, and of course we are going to be on this journey together by the grace of God. And as I wrap this video up, I just want to say a sincere prayer for your future growth, for your success, your well-being, and so much more. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, this is the person that you're transforming into in the upcoming year. Now, of course, as always, we have a tarot and lots of other cards. So let's look into the tarot first. Alright, so first of all, I really have to say this, pile 2. The person that you're transforming into is in the simplest way described as heart-centered. Like all the decisions that you'll be taking, everything that you'll be doing, it is going to be backed by the act of your heart. Okay? This heart-centered being that you are is going to take you towards exactly what is destined for you. Okay, you cannot make a mistake. That is the impression that I'm getting here. But at the same time, you are going to be an individual who's busy all the time, okay? You're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing that. You are somebody who's going to be having multiple responsibilities, but in an almost amazing way, you are at the top of your game. You are going to be able to manage your home, you're going to be able to manage your work, and you are going to be able to do it all. But I also feel like you're getting very grounded, okay? The essence of who you are as a person is becoming very clear. Like nobody can sort of tell you what to do or what not to do in that case, because you know your mind and you're not afraid to exercise your will is what is coming through for you. But in certain cases, this can also be a little bit of an element of indecisiveness, especially when it comes to your career situations. Yeah, so be a little bit conscious about that as well. Now, what's going to happen is, as you move forward and as you start listening to your mind and your intuition a lot more, you will emerge into a lot of clarity. Yeah, see, the person you're turning into is going to be a heart-centered being, and then allowing a little bit of logic to come in may be challenging, but it is not impossible for you. But when that clarity comes, you're good. That is the impression that I'm getting here. But I feel like moving forward, you're also going to be somebody who brings a lot of joy to the life of others. Like, you are going to be the life of a party, even if you just sit there smiling, having a good time. Yeah, people will enjoy your company, they want to invite you, they want to come visit you, see you all the time. And that's the kind of person you are. You're like positive, brimming with enthusiasm, happiness and joy. Once again, a heart-centered being. That is what I'm really getting into. But once again, let me tell you, you're also getting stronger by the day is what is coming forth. Now, what may happen is, although you are very positive, you're brimming with enthusiasm and all of these things, there is still a part of you that enjoys solitude. So you may in fact become a little bit more introvert than usual, which is saying a lot because I know a lot of pile 2s are already introverts. So this may be in the sense that sometime you really enjoy going out with friends, with family, but other time you're like, do not even disturb me, do not come and look at me, I do not exist for you. That is the kind of mentality that I'm getting here for you. But I feel like the time that you're spending in solitude is in a way to become a better person, to become a wiser person, to reflect, to contemplate, to really ask yourself what you want. That is what is coming through for you. But once again, what's going to shine in the upcoming year is your artistic abilities. So even if right now, whenever you're watching me, you have zero artistic abilities, all of a sudden one day you'll wake up and you're like, I want to paint something, or I want to bake a cake, or I want to create some pottery or create some art, and you may join a class and actually be really good at it. Okay, so surprising talents may actually come up for you, and in fact this creation that will come out of you will be very spontaneous. So in certain cases you may not even require a teacher for that to happen, but of course if you want a teacher, that teacher will be available should you seek it. But you're really learning to tune in within, and which is why the artist is coming out for you. Now, what is going to also happen is, moving forward, you're going to be very careful about making decisions. Okay, you don't want to make mistakes is the kind of impression I'm getting here. In a sense, this is like being too cautious and too careful about things. Yeah, so once again, being cautious is good, being careful is good, but don't get so much into the zone that you forget to act or you get too paralyzed to act. Yeah, keep that in mind a little bit, because that assessing can actually go to over assessing is what is coming through, and overthinking happens to be a trait that you have, so be a little bit careful about that. And like I said, you are going to be enjoying moments of solitude, and also you're going to be drawn to a lot of newer areas of wisdom. Not so much because you want to do something with that wisdom, it is just because you enjoy being a wiser person. You want to grow as a human being, you want to evolve as a human being. And because of this intrinsic need on your part to evolve, that wisdom, that draw towards teaching, learning is going to be very strong for you. Okay, now let me tell you something. Don't get in a hurry when it comes to execution of things. Yeah, learning and execution, there has to be a midpoint where you sort of assimilate information. So make sure you're doing that. Allow yourself to receive, become like a sponge. Okay, because otherwise what happens is, you can read book after book, you can go through course after course, but if nothing is really going within, it won't really matter much. Yeah, wisdom and learning are two different things, and there is a very thin line, and you need to understand the difference, and that's going to be very important for you. Now, I feel like the year 2022 is going to be a year of potential for you. Like, the kind of growth you want, you may not actually get it completely in the year 2022, but the signs of life will start showing for you. In a way, it's almost like, see, when it comes to a glass of water, when we want to drink a glass of water, we like open the tap and slowly but surely the glass gets filled with water. So right now, especially in the year 2022, the stage that you are in is, you're still like, the cup of your life is still getting full. It's almost up to half. So you need to give yourself more. Okay, that growth part still remains, but if you allow it to happen, and if you do not be impatient towards it, that will really work out for you. So right now you're like in this cocoon. You need to get more, you need to receive more, because you need to grow and evolve more is what is coming through for you. Now, one thing that is going to be really standing out for you is you may want to spend an excessive amount of time outdoors. Like, even if you are normally an indoors person, you're like, no, I just want to go out. I just want to spend time in nature. I just want to connect with the elementals and all the things that Mother Nature has created. So maybe from being a person who like to stay indoors, you may actually go out and explore the world a little bit more. And when it comes to exploring the world, I mean in terms of the natural world, okay? So in some cases, this can so happen that you learn naturally from nature instead of from books. So like I was telling you before, don't spend time after time and a lot of money behind courses. Instead, learn as much as you can from life, or just by reading things that draw your interest, okay? Don't have an end point in mind, yeah, because your job is just to learn, and the time for implementation, the time for growth will absolutely come. Yeah, remember, you are the egg, or you are that glass of water which still needs to be filled is what is coming forth for you. But interestingly, I also feel like moving forward, you're not going to be doing things on your own, okay? See, once again, Pile B, you're very capable of doing things on your own, but you are going to be finding like-minded people who do things that you're already doing, and maybe by collaborating with them, you'll get the success you need. So the success that you so desire is not going to come to you on your own. It is with the aid and assistance of somebody. Yeah, and this is somebody that you meet in person, okay? This is not going to be somebody you meet virtually. This is spending time with another person, coming together as a group and really doing something great, okay? So your purpose is really great, but in order to achieve that, their 2022 is very crucial, very crucial. It is almost like you're almost like clay, and you're being really transformed into the masterpiece that you're supposed to become. And you just need to be receptive, okay? You just need to be receptive. That is what I'm getting here. And receptive you will be naturally, should you allow yourself to be that, because I see great things coming from you, Pile 2, in the future. Just allow things to happen naturally. Don't try to force anything, don't try to dictate anything. Be the heart-centered being, but of course at times things a little bit logically as well. Yeah, because clarity is what is needed, purposeful nature is what is needed on your behalf, and friendship, companionship is also something that you need. And I feel like moving forward, you're naturally going to get all of these things, because like I said, this is the person that you're transforming into. Transformation is beautiful. Transformation will take time, but it'll make you into a masterpiece. I promise you that. That is what I'm getting for you for the year 2022. It's going to be a year that you become the masterpiece. I'll leave you here as always with nothing but my prayers, blessings, and lots of good wishes. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected Pile 3, this is the person that you're transforming into in the year 2022. And since this card has already been drawn up, I feel like the year 2022 is going to be a year where you share your experiences with the world, where you share your experiences with your friends, with your family. And this is like, because you've become so wise, even though there may be people in your life who are older than you, they'll still come to you for advice, they'll still come to you for guidance. You are almost going to be that light that guides the world. That is what I'm getting here, okay? Sometimes this can be in the form of being a storyteller, sometimes this can be in the form of a friend, and sometimes just whatever relationship you have with the other person. But you are meant to be very wise, especially in the upcoming year. Now, we'll take your tarot and lots more. Stay tuned. Okay, makes sense. Wow. Okay, now I really have to say this. The year 2022 is going to change your life completely. Like, you are becoming this person who is so beautiful, so wise, so strong, so brave, and yet vulnerable, who's not afraid to be themselves, who's not afraid to show their authentic self to the world, and also be celebrated for it is what is coming through, okay? But you're also going to be a lot more social, okay? So especially for you pile threes, if you guys are people who enjoy staying indoors a lot, or enjoy just spending time with yourself, you may actually find yourself being drawn to groups or being drawn to a couple of people that you feel really, really comfortable with. But I really see this as an expansion for you. But I also feel like happiness is going to be a huge thing for you, okay? Especially when it comes to, the past 2 to 3 years. If happiness has in certain cases eluded you, you'll find that happiness in life, and this is going to be like, oh, finally I get what I deserve. That is what I'm getting here. Of course, the growth that has happened for you, the story of your life has been amazing. It has not come easily is what I'm getting here, but you are where you're meant to be, and in the end that's all that matters. Remember this, everything that you've gone through in your life, pile 3, it is only because it was supposed to shape you into the individual that you are meant to be, especially in the year 2022. You're almost going to be a source of healing for a lot of other people is what is coming through, yeah? Just by sitting with you, just by talking with you, people will almost feel like, their burdens are lifted, or they feel like they can do anything. You're going to be that motivational force in the life of people. You're going to be that force that makes them feel like life is worth living again. Yeah, that's the kind of impression that I'm getting here. But I feel like moving forward, your lifestyle is going to be changing a lot. You're going to be very simplistic. You're going to be very earth-based is what I'm getting here. But also somebody who's incredibly calm, incredibly comfortable in their own skin is what is coming through. And interestingly, this is almost like the card of the magician, no? You are going to be participating with God, your creator. You're going to be participating with your spirit guides to create the life that you think you deserve, okay? So I feel like, especially pile 3, if you guys are into the law of attraction, you are going to be able to attract the things that you desire in your life, because you have in some cases realized that life doesn't happen by chance. You have to create it consciously, and you're getting into the process of conscious creation, and hence things are really, really shifting for you is what is coming through. You're getting over a lot of darkness in your life is also what is coming through. Now, what's interesting is you're allowing yourself to receive, okay? So in the past, if you were like, I'm the person who's going to do everything for everybody, you're going to be like, no, hold on a bit. Of course I give with a free heart because that is what I am. But now I am going to be opening my heart to receiving. And receiving you will, because a lot of goodness is coming your way, okay? And believe it or not, I don't even know if this is possible, but you are emerging into a much more kinder person than you were before. And one thing I know, pile 3s, you are exceptionally kind, but you're also embracing the truth of who you are. You're not ashamed of what has happened to you. You're not ashamed of what you've been through. You're like, I'm ready to tell my story to the world, and I'm just going to come out clean, because I don't want to stay in the sidelines anymore. I'm just tired of that. It's my life. I'm going to live it fully. That is the person that you're transforming into. And of course, you're going to get very independent, yeah? Almost in a way like you're like, I'm happy with people in my life. I'm happy I have friends. I'm happy I have family. But when it comes to my life, I'd rather make my own decisions. I'd rather make my own way, and I'd rather make my own path. So you're not really going to copy anybody is what I'm getting here. So especially even if in the current year you were inspired by somebody, you want to be like, I don't need inspiration. I have my divine team available to give me all the inspiration that I need, and I'm going to chart my own way. So that is the kind of person that you're becoming. And if you've been codependent previously, I feel like that is on the way out as well. That's coming through. Now, one thing that may be a little bit out of balance is your ability to balance your material and your spiritual realm. what may so happen is sometimes you may feel like, I am a spiritual being. I am going to go all soul language. I'm going to start conversing into the language of the universe. And then something happens and you're pulled back to reality and you're like, oh, but I have to live on the material realm as well. So, in a way, the sense I'm getting is you're getting so much into the spirituality, you're getting so much into the realm of powerful nature science, is what I'm getting here, that you are like, does the material world even matter? That's what's coming through. So I feel like one thing that you really have to sort of manage to deal with effectively is a balance between spiritual and the practical life. But I know you guys, you are able to do just about anything. And honestly, see what is happening, this is so interesting, because you've become so much of a spiritual being, and especially if you're becoming so much of a spiritual being, that money almost comes to you easily. Remember, like I said, you're becoming a co-creator of life. So whatever you're thinking out, whatever you're projecting, it's happening by magic. So whether this is money you want, whether this is wealth you want, whether this is property you want, it's going to come to you. And sometimes effortlessly is what is coming through. Like, you don't even have to try that hard. You're so focused on your spiritual life that, it's almost like you've opened the divine doors of abundance for you. Yeah, that's what's coming forth. And see, I think one of the reason why this is happening is because you're giving so much to other people. You're giving people healing, you're giving people kindness, you're giving people affection, and when you give something freely without any expectation, of course, the higher power, God, our creator, takes notice, and he in turn blesses you in return. And that is exactly what is happening to you. Now, one thing that you're realizing is that life is going to happen regardless. There are going to be highs, there are going to be lows, but you're like, I'm just going to go through life. I'm just going to live beautifully, I'm going to live full life. If beautiful things come, I'm going to smile, and if not so pleasant things come, I'm going to smile even then and accept them as something that God sends my way. Because in a way you realize that life is meant to be lived to the fullest, and in a way you're sort of taking really active steps towards living that beautiful life. Like I told you, you're changing. This is massive transformation for you, pile 3. Yeah, and it's beautiful, really beautiful. Look at that. Your light is really shining. It's like all the dust that was settled on your soul, all the dirt that was settled on you, it's almost going out, and it's going to surprise you in some cases, and you're going to be like, is this me? Is this truly me? Do I really shine so brightly? Like, you are in fact going to surprise yourself is what is coming through. Yeah. So your light will shine brightly to the world. People are going to acknowledge your presence. People are in fact going to be grateful that you are a part of their life, because that is, my friend, the kind of person that you're emerging into. It's beautiful, it's glorious, and it is very deeply touching, the kind of human being you're becoming. And let me tell you, you've done a lot, you've worked a lot on yourself, and I think it clearly shows, pile 3. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I keep hoping and praying moving forward for you that you just emerge into this bright, beautiful and magnificent being that you already are. May the heavens be with you, may the heavens protect you and show you way forward. I'll leave you here. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.